Okay, let me get to a few of these comments because there's a lot of them, and this one is the first one that I'm going to answer. It's from Habibi, which Habibi, as many of you might know, in Arabic means my love or beloved. Sometimes it means friends, depending on who you're saying it to. And I have some friends that do call me Habibi because they're Arabic. This comment says, "Your training is in this country is irrelevant. That is why they went to Switzerland, where in effect they are much more free." First thing is, you don't know anything about me, and you don't know about my content that I leave, and I understand all that, and that's okay. The first thing that I always do my best to reiterate is always practice kindness, speak to people with kindness, and when we're leaving comments on the internet, on these posts and on the internet, there is no need to pile on any type of negativity or slam statements or just being unkind in general. This has a little bit of tone to that, so I'm gonna just say outright, yeah, that's not a good look. Your training in this, so it says your training is supposed to be your training is in this country. Yes, my training is in this country, and this era or this field of mental health is one of my largest concerns and where I spend the most amount of my time. Then you say it's irrelevant. That's why they went to Switzerland. Yeah, they did go to Switzerland because America is a very difficult place for physician-assisted suicide. The criteria that you have to meet, even in California alone, is really high. The threshold is very high. You have to have very specific circumstances. You have to have met with doctors on multiple occasions. They have to sign off on this. They have to meet with you. There's a facility, I think, in Irvine, which they specifically prescribe and send out the medication to the different doctors that are allowed to do this throughout the state of California. And it comes from one place. I think there's like a $2,500 fee for those medicines. It's very regulated in the state of California, and you have to be terminal, and you have to be in pain. And not a lot of people qualify for this. I don't think anybody qualifies with it under Medicare or Medicaid or even their insurance. This is a purely out-of-pocket thing. And so, it's basically the point I'm making right now is that it's a two-tier thing. It's like something that only people who can afford it have access to, which, goes to your last point, which is, in effect, they are much more free. Yeah, and I kind of understand that. But the obvious statement to you, sir, is, or man, Habibi. The obvious statement, Habibi, is that we all understand this about America. No one's in the dark about the broken medical system that is provided in this country. People have literally been pulling themselves apart for the last 25 years, actually roughly since the beginning of time, but since really Hillary Clinton came out into the White House grounds, and Bill Clinton said, "I'd like to introduce my wife to you because she has this wonderful plan that she's going to talk to you right now." And it's 1993, and she comes out and she gives this big talk about Hillary Care. And the moment that she started talking about Hillary Care in 1993, it set this country off on a path that was very dark and very disturbed and very pitted against each other and pitted against their neighbors in a way that we haven't seen. And the world we live in today is a direct result of that moment. And I'm not blaming Hillary Clinton for that. I'm just saying the reaction to Hillary Clinton coming out onto the White House lawn to give a speech about Hillary Care changed everybody's lives. Now, what does that have to do with physician-assisted suicide? Well, at that time also there was a fellow named Dr. Jack Kevorkian, they called him Dr. Death, who was advocating for wider use and like legislated acceptance and ground rules to be implemented for physician-assisted suicide. And the country back then was horrified by even the thought of that. And so, we all understand that there are humane cases why somebody would make that choice. There are people even right now in these comments that are having a very hard time with it, just hearing about it. So it shows you where we're at. I'm going to guess you're probably not going to watch this whole 5 minutes, but I am leaving the comment because for some unknown reason, people on this platform watch my videos all the way to the end. How do I know? Because I get to see the metrics, and it's crazy that people watch this stuff to the end. So thank you for watching if you've watched. Yes, I understand. Practice kindness, speak kindly to people, and let's move forward. And thank you for stating the obvious. All the best to you. Be well. Choose life.